Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Leaks podcast. I am Liam.
And I'm Josh.
And we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Yes,
we
do.
More than usual,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Last week I felt like it was kind of slow.
Yeah, this will be a more full episode.
Yeah, this week was like, crap, let's take stuff out, because I know we
There's
have a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff happened this week.
Which is good, though. Gives us
All the
more
news.
work, right?
Yep.
So I guess we'll just start talking about it then.
Sounds good.
So this one's going to be quick. After 3 months, Bixby is finally available in the US.
Finally,
yeah, I know. I know. It was delayed for way too long.
It's kind of just like, whatever, unless you have a Samsung device. Even if you have a Samsung device, I don't know. I just don't see the application for, like, Siri and all these other...
Yeah.
I don't use them. I don't know.
Well, and the thing, too, is, like, especially on an Android device, like, if you're going to use... I mean, unless... I don't have Bixby, so I don't know, but, like, unless Bixby's something really special, you're probably already going to use a Google Assistant anyway.
Exactly.
So...
It's kind of like,
But if you have an S8 and you're curious and you never got to use it, now you actually can.
Yep.
If it's something you might use. Or, like, you can be like most people and remap the button.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the thing. You can check it out now. It's actually available now, so moving on. We're going to spend all the time. This one's great. This is hilarious.
This was so funny. Like,
so...
just you gotta go read the story. It's so funny.
All the details in here. We're just gonna basically laugh at this for a minute because it's great. So yeah, there's a security robot.
The topic heading though, or sorry, the article heading.
Yeah,
that's the best part. I don't know if you guys can read that right now, but
by drowning itself in a fountain. Yeah, if you guys have ever had a really stressful day at work, I'm sure you can relate.
Very true.
You know, but yeah, I don't really know exactly why, but basically, this security robot that was patrolling around its little vicinity decided to go for a dip, I guess. And you guys can see it here. It's
drove itself down some stairs into a fountain.
Yeah, it's pretty not working anymore. So
it's pretty not working.
Yeah, I love the quote from the guy from the company though. Our DC office building got a security robot. It drowned itself. We were promised flying cars. Instead, we got suicidal robots.
That's a good
pretty
one.
much.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys want some good laughs, there's some more pictures in here. This is gold. Yeah. I don't know. This is just funny. So anyway. More good news, though.
Ethereum.
Yeah, so all the people that have been buying up Ethereum, or buying up GPUs to mine Ethereum, the price of Ethereum's gone down, so surprise, surprise, they're all getting sold.
Selling all their GPUs now.
Yeah.
So you can get crazy deals on eBay?
Yeah, mostly eBay, yeah.
Crazy deals on eBay for AMD GPUs, yeah.
Yeah, well, some NVIDIA ones, too. 1060s and 1070s were popular as well. Not as much as the AMD ones.
I was going to say, the AMD stuff was, like, sold out everywhere pretty much,
so. One thing I will say quickly on that is if you are going to buy... one of these GPUs that was used for Ethereum mining or Bitcoin mining or whatever sort of mining from eBay, I would try to get one of the 500 series AMD cards, preferably, only because the 400 series came out last year, and if you had a card that was like mining GPUs like really hard for like a year and a half, I'm not saying it's going to die like right away on you, but like those things are under really tough conditions, and if it was really being like worked hard for a year and a half, then if nothing else, like the fan on it and stuff is probably going to be closer to the end of its life cycle than you would normally expect.
Like they're going to pin the fan at 100, they're going to max the GPU completely just so they can farm the most.
Exactly. So if anything, I would try to get one of the 500 series GPUs, because at least that way you know it could only been used for 3 or 4 months at the most.
Right.
If possible, unless the 400 series are really cheap.
Yeah, then sure.
But just bear that in mind. Same thing with like if there's like a 300 series or 200 series cards, because I know those are going on eBay right now as well.
Yep.
Just make sure it's cheap, if nothing else, because it's probably been worked hard for a while. But the other good news is that GPU prices are slowly starting to come back down to normal too, because not as many of them are being bought. Yep. So that's good. So people that actually want like a mid-range graphics card can like
actually get one.
Actually buy one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's so dumb though. Like,
yeah.
I get why they would sell out like that, but like, I mean, we'll see if Ethereum becomes a thing like Bitcoin, but I don't see it. We have Bitcoin already.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know enough about cryptocurrency, so.
Yeah, neither do I really.
We'll see.
All I know is at least people can buy GPUs at normal prices.
Exactly.
But more AMD news though. So this is really funny. I don't have the original article about Intel's whole thing. The short version of this is, because I'll have to try to keep this quick, was Intel had a bunch of slides talking about their new their new server processes, the new Skylake, or the refresh for all their server line, the Xeons, right?
Yeah.
And amongst other things, you guys can see in the title here, amongst other things, Intel called AMD's EPYC CPUs, quote unquote, 4 glued together desktop chips.
Yeah, totally. Like, you haven't done that ever before, Intel.
Yeah, exactly.
Lol.
First of all, it's called Infinity Fabric.
It's not glue.
Yeah, and second of all, it's not a Pentium D.
So yeah.
Yeah. But amongst other things, they also had slides such as, like this one's a good example here where Intel, it's obviously really hard for you guys to see. You can check it out in the article, but this is a picture of right in here. These are all quote unquote all of Intel's partners and stuff, but they've also done things like Hitachi, for example, is in there twice.
So they're adding companies in there twice to make it look like
they have
more partners.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Intel, you a little bit jealous? You know,
Yeah.
you're trying to get a little bit of an edge there, trying to convince people. Like,
yeah, well,
it literally seems to me like a guy who's trying to convince people that they're better than someone, yet people on the outside are kind of laughing because they're like,
yeah,
but you said that 4 times. Like, you use the same point 4 times. Like, you're literally just funny at this point. You're so stupid.
Yeah, and one of the other things too is like they were talking about AMD's lack of ecosystem. There's another slide, and it's not here. It's in Intel's whole thing, but they were talking about how AMD has no hardware ecosystem at all, and it's like. Yes, so yeah, there's no motherboards to put your AMD CPU in, right? No, you're 100% correct, Intel.
Like, no, yeah.
Like, I don't know where you're going to put your AMD CPU because nobody's making motherboards for them, right?
No, like...
Yeah, and same thing with that Intel slide, they list, like, Super Micro and Gigabyte, people like that as, partners.
Yeah.
Because AMD doesn't work with those people at all, right?
No, ever.
No.
No.
So, anyway, it's just really funny. AMD's response, though, which is what this article is about, is awesome, because AMD's response is really professional, and, they weren't... They weren't slinging the mud back. They were just
Intel's being the schoolyard bully, and AMD's being like,
AMD's like,
cool,
yeah,
like whatever, man.
Cool story, bro. Like, yeah. So I just thought that was really interesting. There's links to some more stuff in this article if you want to check it out, like Intel's response to the Epic and stuff like that. And that's the really funny one. That's the one that you guys should check out. But anyway, more AMD stuff though.
This is cool.
This is just a rumor.
Yeah, we don't know if this is legit. But
AMD might actually include some AIO liquid coolers with Threadripper.
I mean, it makes sense. If anything, it's going to come with Threadripper.
Yeah,
that makes the most sense. Yeah. Like, okay,
because we already know the TDP is 180 watts,
which is a lot.
But the good news with that is that A, you're going to get 12 or 16 cores for that.
True.
At good clock speeds.
Yes.
And 2, because the chip itself is so freaking huge, it has a lot of space to dissipate that heat.
Right, in terms of
just surface area.
Yeah, exactly.
So if AMD includes any sort of it's an AIO, so it can't be that bad, but any sort of like reasonable AIO, even like a decent 120, it'll probably be more than enough. Like, I don't know how far you'll be able to overclock, but I would suspect that at stock it'll be plenty.
And like we were saying, if they're going to include an AIO, it's definitely going to be like a stock Asetek, like thin 120 millimeter one with like a decent fan on it, because I think they'll throw something decent on it.
Yeah, they'll probably do something, but it's not going to be like an H80 where it's like an extra thick or anything.
No,
it'll be like
just
going
to
to
be like a regular Asetek thin 120 millimeter radiator, and then regular tubing.
Yeah, like, it'll probably be something like akin to like an H55 or an H60 from Corsair, like a
decent.
Those are still that's like still a $50-$60 cooler.
Cool, I'm down for that.
So hey, you know what? Intel does. I guess that's earlier. Intel doesn't even give you a cooler on the Core i5 7600K.
Lol.
So
get wrecked, Intel.
So I mean, I thought it was pretty awesome. So let's hope this is true, because that'd be sweet. I mean, again, like if you're buying $1,000 processor, you're probably gonna go more all out anyway. But like I said, if you're the kind of person that's not gonna overclock and you just want the cores, this will probably be more than enough cooling for you anyway. So that's pretty awesome. More CPU stuff. Speaking of Threadripper, apparently Intel's 12-core CPUs might clock well below what Threadripper's clocked at, which is interesting because one of the things that Intel really has over AMD right now is obviously IPC. Yeah. But if they don't have the clock speed as well, then you kind of start to get more on a level playing field. Exactly. This article here is talking about apparently the 12-core chip is going to clock at 2.9 gigs.
Which is pretty slow compared.
It's pretty slow.
I mean, it's really not that bad. Like 2.9 is okay.
Yeah, like that's
when you're talking 3.4 on 16 cores.
Yeah, because
that's huge.
Yeah, so you're talking 500 megahertz deficit, which like
you got 4 extra cores and there's another 500 megahertz on top.
Yeah, well, even more. Well, not necessarily more importantly than the cores, but in terms of that 500 megahertz, like that's pretty much all the difference in IPC.
Yeah, so there you go.
Because you're talking about more than you're talking like 15-ish% clock speed.
Yeah,
maybe 20%. So that's like not quite, but that's most of the IPC gains that Intel would have right there.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. So you got like roughly the same there, but yeah, then AMD's got like 4 more cores and 8 more threads.
So they already were on a level playing field at 12 cores, and now AMD has 16 cores. So I mean, Intel. Now we're gonna have an 18-core thing. But whatever.
Yeah, it's $2,000. Who cares?
Exactly. It's like literally double the price for 2 more cores. What do I care?
Yeah, that sounds like Intel.
Yeah, true. Very true.
That sounds like Intel.
Very true.
Okay, and speaking of Intel, actually, moving on even more.
I mean, okay. This is
This is better. Okay, so Coffee Lake is something we've heard about for a while. It's been talked about for quite some time now, but and it's also been rumored to be 6-core for a while. What is new is that it might be launching this year. Mm-hmm. It was originally supposed to launch next year, probably around Computex as per usual.
Makes sense.
But this year, Intel had Kaby Lake come out right at the top of the year, like January, like first thing. It was for CES.
Yep.
So the rumor for this is that these might be available like in the fall, like possibly back to school or maybe around Black Friday timeframe.
When it would be a good idea for back to school.
Yeah, for sure. And then what we're going to see allegedly is your i7 will now be a 6-core 12 thread.
Okay.
And your i5 will be a 6-core 6 thread.
Yep.
So that's pretty awesome.
It's nice to see the mainstream stuff having 6 cores now.
Yeah, it's
finally getting past quad
time.
cores. Like, just
Holy
finally
crap.
getting past quad cores.
Yeah, no, we've been on quad cores for, like, legit.
It's been a while.
11 years.
I mean, it's not that quad cores has been a problem necessarily. Dual cores were way more of a problem at the time than quad cores have been now.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just like you said, it's just been so long. Like, we're due for 6 cores on the mainstream now.
Well, and the problem was like, back in the day thing, but, like, when AMD first did Bulldozer, they had... You could debate about whether it was 8 cores, 2 modules, however you want to debate that, but it was 8 threads. Yeah. At least.
It would appear as an 8 core.
Yes, exactly. And so what Intel did it with hyperthreading, whereas AMD did it in a different way. They sort of actually did have 8 cores, but that's a whole different conversation. It's just that we've had 8-core CPUs for so long, just AMD didn't have the IPC to compete, so Intel just left it at quad cores because they could. Yeah. It's not like they couldn't make 6 cores. They've been making more than 4-core CPUs for ever.
It just wasn't on the mainstream.
Yeah, and because it was just like, well, we don't need it, and there's no competition, so why would we?
Exactly. Whereas now there's actually some competition. Yeah. Especially on the core count side of things.
Yes, exactly.
So
yeah, and then the thing too, like we talked about earlier, is like, even if now your i7 is going to be a 6-core, and your 6-core with hyperthreading, your i5 is 6-core without. Yep. Okay, that's great, but that still means that Intel's i5 is still a 6-core without hyperthreading, probably without a cooler, and it's probably still going to be $250. Yep. So your options at that point are for $30 less, you could get a 6-core 12-thread AMD with a decent cooler. Yep. Or for $50 more, you can get an 8-core 16-thread with the same cooler. It won't overclock as well, but it's the same cooler, and you've got way more. And you've got literally over 2.5 times the same threads.
And it's like we were saying too. It's like that i7 better be like the 8700K better be like back what it used to be at like 280, like 310 max. Yeah. Like 310 Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian. Yeah.
Like that's better. It better be that, or they're gonna get destroyed.
Because it's
like, why buy an Intel CPU at the mainstream anymore? Yeah. At that point.
And even in terms of like, like they have more features and stuff. Well, AMD's caught up with that. Like now AMD's got NVMe
They have
support.
all the stuff.
They've got U.2. They've got everything. That
it made sense when we were still on, what was it, FM2 Plus?
Well, there's FM2 Plus for the APUs, but it's just been AM3 pretty much for their big beefy CPUs.
So because before, so AM3 was
that was like Bulldozer and Piledriver.
Okay. So that was when you were right. There was lacking features.
Yes.
And that was actually a big thing, and I do remember that because it was like, okay, yeah, you could get a budget CPU, you can get an 8-core for cheaper. Yeah. But then you're missing stuff like NVMe support and stuff like that.
Not even that, you're missing.
It was even worse.
You didn't even have PCI Express 3.0.
Yeah, true. It was still 2.0.
It was bad.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, like it's nice that we at least it's like you're saying we have the features now. So why bother? Why buy Intel? It makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean it's one of those things like Intel has higher IPC.
Whatever.
But like, even as a content creator, like for somebody like yourself, you write your videos out and stuff, right? It's like, okay, do I want like 15-ish, maybe 20% more speed, much more speed per core or per clock? Yeah. Or do I want like 50% more cores?
I'll go with the cores.
Well, yeah.
I go with the cores all day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So. And in the case of the i5, it's like, even with this, it's a 6-core 6-thread versus a 6-core 12-thread, and the 6-core 12-thread is less money and comes with a cooler. Yeah, it's still a no-brainer. So I don't know, unless these come out and their like clock speed is like insane.
Yeah, sure. Then all right.
Then like maybe if the 8700K is like a 6-core 12-thread and it's like,
but even then
4.5 gigs out of the box or something, then maybe.
But even then, they're still gonna be so fucking expensive. Mm-hmm. Like it's just gonna be so expensive. It doesn't even matter. Like
or maybe
the clock speed could be as high as they want it to, but if they're gonna be expensive, it's still ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. On the mainstream, you might as well just go with AMD.
Well, the only time I would say maybe, like in the case of like 7700K, is like I play video games and do nothing other than play video games.
Sure, I guess.
Then okay, because you will get more frames. Okay, but if you do anything other than just playing video games, then I can't recommend it for that.
Like if you turn your computer on and you go into a browser, AMD.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm joking.
No. Literally, at that point, I would say AMD because it's cheaper.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
But I mean, like in terms of like, I play video games and I want nothing but the best performance in my video games, and
that's
else.
it. I don't care about anything.
Then
else.
Okay, get your Intel product. Right. But like, if you do anything other than play video games, or if you play video games and create content, or if you just want something cheap, then like pretty much for all those other reasons, I can't recommend Intel right now. Yep. I can't unless it's
there's literally only one reason to get an Intel chip.
Unless you're looking at like the super budget end of things, in which case the Pentium G4560 is still good.
Yeah. And how many frames are we talking here?
Well, I'm talking like if you're like pushing 120 plus frames on like a high refresh rate monitor,
sure. All right.
Then yeah. Okay. If you're talking about 60 FPS, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Like,
yeah.
What's the difference?
I'm
5
talking
frames?
like if you're like one of the crazy people that has like 1440p high refresh,
sure.
or like
you're trying to max it,
or the 1080p 240 hertz refresh, like the crazy stuff.
But then again, those people are also buying high end stuff, so maybe they're not like the people that AMD targeting as much in terms of this competition.
Yeah, that's
like AMD's obviously targeting the average gamer who doesn't have a $3,000 computer budget every 2 months.
No,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? It's
no,
like,
for sure.
I'm gonna buy this GPU and I'm gonna have it for 3 years.
Yeah. Which is most of us, really.
Exactly, and yeah, that makes sense for them to compete in that market. Why would you compete in a market that has like a niche amount of people that buy it, right?
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, definitely like buy AMD. I just can't recommend Intel. Yeah. I love what we're talking about an Intel article.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. 8700K and the 8600K, they still look. I don't know. I'm just glad 6 cores on the mainstream.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just glad 6 cores finally come to mainstream because Intel, it's freaking time, man.
Yeah.
I'm not old, but I make myself feel old when I say I remember when the Core 2 Quad Q6600 came out, which was like literally a decade ago, and that was a quad core. And you know what it cost? It was like $250.
So yeah,
like we haven't really moved anywhere.
Nope.
I mean, we've got more clock speed and stuff, but like it's still a quad core. It's the same thing pretty much.
We still have 4 cores.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, just moving on. So AMD, like, sort of, kind of, but not really showed off Vega again.
Yeah, like this, I don't really understand what they did here.
So this is, they brought a bunch of press in. They had an event where they had 2 computers set up, both completely identical, other than the monitor and the GPU. Both systems had like a Ryzen 7 something CPU. I can't remember. Yeah. I think it was a 1700X or something, but Ryzen 7 CPU, same RAM, same SSD, same everything. It's just that one had a RX Vega, and one had a GTX 1080 Founders Edition.
Yep.
Not TI, just regular 1080. And then there was 1440p ultra wides, one FreeSync, one G-Sync, but they didn't label them, so it wasn't like abundantly clear to everybody which one was which.
Yeah.
Some people were saying they had the frame rate locked. Other people were saying clearly this one is better. So I wasn't there. I don't really know. Yeah. But the one bit of information that I did take away from this, which is funny because it's actually not even in this article, was at the event. Okay, they mentioned a little bit. AMD told attendees that the AMD NVIDIA systems had a $300 difference in AMD's favor.
Yeah.
But what they don't talk about in this article is that they said there's a $300 difference between these systems, and the monitor on the AMD system is $200 cheaper.
So it's the GPU.
So hopefully that last $100 means that hopefully Vega is about $100 cheaper than a 1080, which would be awesome because we already know that Vega can be as fast as a 1080, but Vega has to be overclocked to get there. Yeah. And obviously you can still overclock a 1080. So let's say Vega is a little bit slower, but if it's 10% slower and 20% cheaper,
then it makes more sense.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Yep.
I got no problem with that.
That makes the most sense.
So hopefully Vega is like, and we already looked. I already looked on Newegg a little while ago. Cheap 1080s are around $550.
Okay, so $450.
So if it's like $400 to $450 for a Vega card, it's pretty good.
$449 makes sense to me.
Yep. I mean that sounds about reasonable. And they're probably gonna have. I don't think they're gonna have the 16 gigs of HBM2 that the Frontier Edition does.
Yeah.
They'll probably have 8 because they're going after 1080. But still, 8 gigs of HBM2 is pretty beast.
True.
So I mean, yeah. Hopefully Vega's at a pretty good price point because I think that's the thing that they're gonna need because they don't have NVIDIA on performance anymore. I'm sorry,
no.
But if they can still get that, like you said, like that reasonable price performance, then sweet.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully that'll be a thing. Oh, this one's gonna be kind of quick too, but I thought this was cool. I always throw some space in there. I don't know. So SpaceX, unfortunately, like I said, it pulled the plug on its Red Dragon plans. So the Dragon capsule was supposed to be what it was going to use to land people onto Mars.
Yep.
And it was going to be kind of like they show in the image. It was going to have this outer shield, and then it was going to have thrusters that allowed it to kind of land gracefully. Basically, they've ditched that, and they said that for 2 reasons. A, they figured out something better, according to Elon Musk.
Yep.
But 2, also, he said that to get this concept to the point where it was deemed fully safe for people was just too much in terms of, like, it's just probably realistically not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, this has been canned. I'm hoping, like, Elon Musk says that whatever they have is way better, which I don't even know what that's going to be.
It must be, though.
It must be. It's Elon Musk.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I'm hoping it's something really crazy, because it probably will be, but still kind of sucks. I really like the idea of the Dragon capsule, and they've already used it a few times.
Yeah, that's true.
They used it to bring cargo to the ISS and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it has been working.
Obviously, it works.
So, yeah, they have it in the note works, but I think that, honestly, like, what they're using it for now, bringing up cargo and stuff like that,
it's a different
that's probably all it's really going to end up doing.
It's a different application than actually transporting humans.
Yeah, to Mars, let alone like to just into space, like
in
around
near Earth orbit. Like
that's
not like
So it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of cool. So we'll see what they come up with. it's probably going to be something insane because it's SpaceX.
I mean, we'll definitely see something about it.
But in the meantime, RIP Red Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of sad to see it go, but yeah, we'll see what they cook up. I'm sure it's going to be insane, whatever it is.
I'm sure its legacy is going to be passed on to the next generation anyway, so...
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no way they're going to ditch all the technology that they came out with to actually make it. They'll probably just transfer it over into new design.
They'll take what they can from it and put it into new design, I'm sure. And like I said, they still have uses for cargo missions and stuff, so maybe they'll just continue to use it for that.
True.
But I don't, like... This is not going to be the thing to bring people to Mars.
Yes.
That's all.
100%.
So...
Yep.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Next. All right, so we're getting... somewhat into gaming stuff. This is half hardware, half gaming.
True.
Because Atari showed off its first new console in 24 years.
Because we talked about that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, we talked about it like it's a thing now.
Yeah, like they're going to release new hardware. I think that was what the news was. It was like, Atari comes out with new hardware.
Yeah.
Or
Atari's working on new hardware.
Yeah, like there was no details, I don't think, really. It was just kind of like a picture and said like, oh, we're doing it. It was confirmed that we're actually making new hardware.
Yep.
So now we have actually like some stuff about it.
Yeah, so there's a couple of pictures of it down here for you to check out. I think it looks pretty sweet myself. I think it looks pretty cool. There's not a crazy amount of ports on it or anything like that, but it comes with pretty much everything you'd expect. Like you've got HDMI, SD card, 4 USB ports, which is actually pretty good.
Cool.
I mean, it is pretty standard. Like most consoles have like 2 in the front, 2 in the back. So it's pretty competitive in terms of like connectivity compared to something like an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 editions. There's the red black one, and then there's going to be the wood version, which is I think the little video we saw last week, the little teaser.
Yep.
Which is going to have that kind of like more classic Atari
the aesthetic
to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, so there's going to be retro exclusives, and there's also going to be ports of old games that are going to be on it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a list of a couple of them on here, like Defender, Miss Pac-Man,
yeah.
Galaxin, Solaris, and there's going to be others apparently as well. But, yeah, that was pretty cool. It's cool to see Atari making new stuff because, I mean, like, there's Sony, Microsoft, and there's Nintendo. And like I was saying last time, like, Sony and Microsoft compete, but Nintendo's always just kind of like, we're Nintendo.
Yeah, we're doing our own thing. We
have
our own market.
Yeah, you guys do, you battle it out. We're Nintendo over here. It's fine.
Like,
whatever.
We're good.
Yeah.
We have our Nintendo products. We're fine.
Yeah.
Leave us alone.
So I don't know if... Like, because this is going to be kind of more retro and more ports and stuff like that, I feel like this is kind of more competition to Nintendo than it would be towards...
Yeah, it is.
Than it would be towards Sony and Microsoft.
And it's just a nostalgia thing. It's not going to compete with Nintendo's new stuff. It's going to compete with Nintendo releasing the...
It's going to compete with, like, the retro SNES or whatever.
Yeah, the new SNES Mini or whatever it is.
Yeah, the SNES Classic or whatever.
That's the thing it's going to compete with, especially if they plan on making that a permanent thing. Like, if they do what they did last time, then it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
But if Nintendo actually, like, keeps that on the market, which they obviously should... yeah, this will probably be competition for it.
Yeah, I don't see price in here, so that's the only thing I don't know.
I guess that'll be the really deciding factor if it's competition or not.
Yeah.
Because if it's overpriced, then it's just a straight up nostalgia thing.
If it's like $100 or so, then sure, then yeah, it's like competition. But if it's like $200-$300,
then it's straight nostalgia. Like anybody's buying it is just buying it for the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
So to play with a joystick again.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? Oh yes. Evil Within got a new gameplay trailer, which we just checked out.
Yeah, go check out the trailer. This
trailer is way better than the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one was a joke. I don't know, it's kind of silly. It was just kind of a teaser. It wasn't actually anything to do with the... Well, it was kind of like, yeah, we're doing this character again, maybe.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're still going to be like the first character from the first game.
And that's all you really got out of it, as far as I know.
Like, you're still going to be Sebastian, but that's all we know.
Whereas this one, you actually see, like, a lot of the monsters. Like, a lot of monsters.
Yeah, some sketchy monsters.
Like, I was not expecting to see so many monsters. And then you see a little bit of fighting. I like how... I won't ruin everything, so go watch it, but I like how there's some new animations. I won't say for what, but I like how... You know what I'm talking about. There's some new animations for doing things.
Yeah.
That look pretty sweet. I think there's also some... I didn't play it, so how were the cinematics in that game?
Decent.
Were they just okay?
They're okay.
That looks like it has way better cinematics. Like, there was that one scene where the thing was near his eye.
Yeah.
That looked like cinematic, and that looked great.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if the cinematics are brutal, and they look like that, it's going to be fucking awesome.
The cinematics, in terms of, like... no, just not in terms of graphically. There weren't anything special the last one.
Yeah, this one actually looks okay. Like, it looks like an Unreal Engine type of cinematic kind of thing.
Yeah, I think they definitely stepped the graphics up in this one for sure. Because the first one was really fun. It's just that all the cinematics were done... like in the game, so it's normally in like
it's like an in-game.
It's like an in-game cinematic instead of like
a cutscene.
We pre-rendered it. Yeah. And like the graphics in that game aren't terrible by any means. They're decent, but they're not anything special either. No. So it's
It was kind of just like,
It's
whereas
kinda
this
like,
looks like it has like
I'm-
actual cutscenes that look super brutal.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping, I'm really, really, really hoping that the PC version is not as much of a port as the original was.
True, very
Because like
true.
the Evil Within on PC is like a port.
Oh yeah,
Like a port.
like I think it was a 30 FPS port at first.
Yes.
It was locked, and then everybody was pissed.
Yes.
So they unlocked it.
Yes.
But like, why would you lock it if you're gonna put it on PC? I guess it might be more work. I don't know. But either way,
I don't
really hope that it's not like that.
Like, it's not like we don't even need an unlocked frame rate. I just want 30 or 60. And if I can't run it at 60, then I guess I have to run it at 30.
Don't do
but at
that,
least
though.
just. But
Just
no,
don't
I
do
know.
that.
But I'm saying like if you put on the lowest settings and you can't run it at 60 and you have to run it at 30, I guess you
I
can.
guess.
You can. Like, give me the option, but like if I can run it at 60, then just let me
run it.
I don't even care if it's unlocked. I don't need more than 60. I just want it 60 locked.
Yep.
That's all I ask.
Yep.
And they did that finally.
Yeah, true.
But
So yeah,
just-
hopefully this one's not a port.
Yeah,
like the
well,
other one
yeah.
was.
Anyway, yeah, that's why I hope this one is just more better optimized and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm still stoked for this game. It's going to be awesome. And last but not least, this is a game that's already been out for a while, but Doom, the new update 6.66.
Oh, looks so good.
Yes,
Yeah.
makes the Seasons Pass and all DLC free.
So
So this is only online stuff.
yeah. Well, all the Doom DLC's been online stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm just clarifying, but
3 maps.
no, what is it? Nine maps.
Okay.
3
characters. 3 characters.
9 maps.
Yeah.
3 guns. 3 playable demons.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
New equipment, new armor sets, and more. It says, but like that's if you're the type of person that plays Doom Online already.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch more free stuff.
Also, it's
So,
free till when?
there's 2 days left. I think it's free till Sunday on Steam right now to play.
Okay, so by the time you guys see this, you'll have a day. You'll have maybe 2
Yeah,
days.
it's Saturday right now, so you guys will have it like probably until like this evening or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Check on Steam right now if you haven't. And hopefully you have a good internet connection to download it. But if you do, then you might be able to play Doom for free for like the rest of the day.
But I mean, yeah, well, yeah, that'll be totally worth it. Yeah, if you have a decent internet, download it like right now.
Yeah.
But shoot, what was I gonna say? Crap, I lost my train of thought there. Doom things, stuff, at times.
I don't know. Also,
bad.
they lowered the price on Doom. Doom
That
is-
was what it was.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, Doom is now $15 US.
Yep.
And that DLC is free. So Doom, $15, you get all the DLC free. Like.
So if you guys go play it Saturday, and then you like it, it's like $20 right now, I think, on Steam, Canadian.
Yeah, $20 Canadian. Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, like that's a ridiculous deal for Doom. In my
Keep in
opinion.
mind, after all that free DLC stuff, you're looking at about 100 gig download.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Because I got an extra 34 gigs after the download. So.
Wow, I wonder what it is actually total now. If you just
I'll have to
download
check
everything.
after this, but it's probably around 100 gigs.
Damn.
Anyway.
I'm just wondering what the download is, but
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah. A lot.
Anyway, yeah, it's huge. But that is everything for this week.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys all very much for watching. Hope you liked the video. Like it if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it, of course, but we hope you didn't. Feel free to share it. Share it around wherever you feel necessary. And I think that's about all. We will see you next time.
Have a good one, guys.